Welcome to VyCast, where we bring a blend of knowledge, expertise, and fun to the world of finance. Stay tuned for our exciting episode packed with insights and practical tips that will help you achieve your financial goals. Welcome to VyCast, where we do good and help you bank better. Now, I've got a quick quiz for you. Do you know what these words mean? Phishing, vishing, smishing, and bank jugging? No, they are not the latest trending terms that teens are using. They are scams that can steal your information or your money faster than you can say holiday shopping spree. Well, to help us sort through these tricks and traps, we're joined today by Stephanie Curtis, VyStar's Chief Member Experience Officer and one of our top fraud fighters. Stephanie, we are so happy to have you here today.
Thank you, Charlene. I'm excited to be here.
All right, now Stephanie is going to tell us what those frauds experts are seeing out there, especially as we hit this holiday season. So, all right, Stephanie, you heard me kind of mention off the top the phishing, the vishing, and the smishing. So Can you help us decode what these things mean and how they're sneaking up on unsuspected consumers?
Yeah. So phishing is the first one that we'll touch on. So phishing is when somebody calls you or reaches out to you impersonating somebody. It doesn't just have to be your financial institution. They can call pretending to be the IRS. They can call pretending to be local law enforcement. They can call pretending to be a retailer. And their goal is to get your information to try and do something with it on your behalf.
Now, is that only calling you or is that also your email as well?
It could be your email. It could be calling you. It's just them pretending to be somebody they are not that you do business with for a purpose.
All right. Vishing. That's a new one.
Yeah. Vishing it's phishing, but the V is for voice.
Okay.
So this is when somebody is going to call you and say, hi, this is the IRS, and we're calling you because you haven't filed your taxes or because you owe us funds. Hi, I am local law enforcement, and you didn't show up for court, and so we need you to pay.
That's a scary one.
Yeah, we need you to pay $10,000 right now or you're going to be arrested. They could call and pretend to be your financial institution and tell you, hey, your account has been compromised. I need you to change your username and password, or give it to me, and I'm going to change your username and password. Just trying to obtain information over the phone to get your information to compromise it.
And I know you've shared with us before that can also include, AI can impersonate someone's voice.
Yes.
Or if you have like a video on Facebook, then they can use that video as well. So that, I'm assuming, would fall under this as well.
Absolutely. I mean, AI is a big thing now, and there's so many great benefits to it, but there are ways that people can leverage it to not do great things. And that's something we're seeing. I had somebody use AI on my voice, and when they played it to me, I could barely tell. And it was my own voice. And so imagine if you're getting from a call from somebody that you may not be expecting. And if they use the right words and say the right things, you may fall for what they're saying.
I think, weren't they calling it the grandma scam for a while?
The grandma scam, that was a big one for a while, where somebody would call a grandchild would call their grandmother and say, hey, I've been arrested and I'm on vacation in New York and I need you to send me $10,000 so I can make bail, but please don't tell mom and dad because I don't want to get in trouble. And so they put that sense of urgency and scare that individual into acting fast and not telling anybody because they don't want anybody to find out about what they're doing.
Oh yeah, there was a whole movie about that. I remember that. And that's exactly what the grandma thought that the grandson was calling. All right, smishing.
Smishing is for SM for SMS, so text messages. So in these, you may get a text message that says, one that I've actually get pretty often is one for toll by plate for Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And it tells me you haven't paid your tolls. You need to log in and pay your tolls or your license because it's going to be revoked. When you click that link, it goes somewhere where you're going to enter all of your debit card information. And all of that information gets fed right over to somebody that can then utilize it and compromise all of your accounts. They can pretend to be your financial institution and say, hey, you have this alert, click here. And then you're going to put in your online and mobile banking credentials. And so now they have your username and password and can go and potentially transact on your account. Generally, those are going to be followed up by a call that says, hey, we're calling you from your financial institution. Give me that one-time passcode that I just texted you.
That you're never supposed to give.
Right, right. And so they, the common denominator here is fear, right? Act now or something bad is going to happen. Act now because your account is compromised and more money could be gone. And so in those moments, people tend to react quickly because they're scared. And so it's always important to remember that if you're getting a call or a text, is there a sense of fear? Are you given a deadline? is there a timeline that if you don't do it, something bad is going to happen? And just try and be aware of those things.
Those are the red flags that you should be looking out for.
Absolutely.
Okay, so all important reminders. And we're busy, right? We're multitasking, especially around the holidays and the hustle and bustle, right? Yeah. We're all trying to get things done. We're all under a deadline of the holidays, right? So what other fraud trends are you seeing? And I mentioned off the top, bank jugging.
Yes, yeah. So bank jugging is where fraudsters, individuals will wait outside of a branch, and that person may be at the branch withdrawing cash, and they will follow them to potentially try and steal that money and rob them. But it's not just limited to a branch, right? You can go to an ATM and withdraw funds and somebody notices that. Right. And so always just being aware of your surroundings, especially when you have large amounts of cash with you. And the holiday is the time where people are taking out cash, whether you want to pay your grandkids, your nieces, all the kids love cash over a gift. And so it is really common around this time.
Okay. So that one is a little scarier because that one someone is coming up to you after that. So really have to be very self-aware. And I know law enforcement has actually sent out a warning about that as well. And we are working in conjunction to warn our members about that.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. So all helpful stuff. And I also want to ask you about something I saw posted on social media, and I actually saw a news article and the title was, "Are bank representatives getting more nosy, or are they overly friendly these days?" That was like the clickbait title of it. But basically it was asking why, when I go into my financial institution and I pull out my own money, the bank representative is asking me a million questions like, what are you going to use this money for? Are you going on vacation? Tell us why the people are being asked. You are going to be asked these questions if you pull out a large sum, and define what large is.
Yeah. So, it's really important for us to help protect our members, right? It's a partnership. We are in this together. And so when we ask those questions, it goes back to what we just discussed a little while ago, which was vishing, right? So one of the examples I gave is you could be called and said, you didn't attend jury duty, and now you may be arrested, and you need to give us $10,000 quickly. But don't tell anybody at the branch that this is going to be happening. Or people could feel ashamed, like, oh my gosh, there's going to be a warrant for my arrest, and they may not want to share that story. And so we like to ask questions so that we know why they're withdrawing these funds, not because we want to know why. We just want to make sure that you're not falling for a scam or being told to lie to us. And that's the trend we see. Don't tell anybody at the bank. If they ask you what it's for, say you're remodeling your kitchen and the person wants cash. And that's such a common trend right now. I think that's why you're seeing those articles out there, warnings from local law enforcement, just calling out how this is happening everywhere. So it is our way of helping you protect your money and doing what's right for you.
And I've also seen reports of people who have walked into the branches and they're on the phone with their scammer.
Yes.
The scammer is on the phone and they've walked into the branch, and our member specialists have asked to ask, are you on the phone with someone right now? And encourage the member to hang up the phone and then immediately lock down their account, knowing that they were in the process of being scammed. That is so gutsy.
Yeah, it is, because that's also their way of monitoring to make sure that person's not saying something that they shouldn't say, and ensuring that they actually have their funds. And so, again, it's just another fear tactic, right? Like, don't share what's going on. Something could happen if you're shared. Or there's a level of embarrassment to what they think they're going through that's not truly happening.
Because they're being investigated and they don't want people to
Correct.
know. Another thing I think I saw, that they get them to come right when the branch is about to close. Right. Like you said, that kind of, you have to do this right away, that kind of expediency. You have to get in there now before the bank closes. Yeah,
so I've also seen where they will tell them that if it's not done within a day, there's another penalty. And so today it's this amount, but if you don't do it today, then tomorrow it's that amount. And some of those things aren't logical, but like I said, in the moment when you're under pressure and you're in fear of something happening, you act without really thinking through those things. And once it's over and you have, you reflect, that's when you realize, right? But then potentially things could have happened. And so that's, again, our way of asking those questions is ensure you don't get to that moment where everything is done and you've lost funds. We want to be there to help.
I'm so appreciative of our member specialists who are nosy and asking those questions. They're looking out for you. Yeah. All right, so it's a great reminder of the culture of care, right? Not just VyStar, but other financial institutions are implementing now to protect you. All right, so I do want to talk about a product that VyStar is offering, the VyStar Plus checking, because that product specifically has safeguards built into it to protect you while you're using it. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so our VyStar Plus checking comes with a really great benefit, which is identity theft protection. And so part of compromising people's information is trying to obtain all different type of things, not just your debit card number, not just your online and mobile banking password, but it could also be your social security number, right? And what then they could do is go apply for loans in your names and do real damage that can take sometimes years to undo. And so this comes in with built-in identity theft protection and insurance to cover losses that are potentially a result of identity theft. So we're really excited about that product and how that protects our members, but it also has other benefits to our online and mobile banking where you can set up alerts if transactions happen. You can get a text alert, an email alert, anything that you would say, anything over $200 for me is unusual behavior. I want this alert so that I know something happened. Those are all features and functionality that we have today that are a great way to protect yourself.
And we do want to do you want to share about the cell phone protection as well?
Oh, yes. Yes.
I know for parents with kids who lose their cell phones all the time, I know this isn't fraud related, but for parents with kids, this is a big plus.
It is very important. So it does come with cell phone protection. And so sometimes people get that with their mobile carrier provider. But what's great about VyStar Plus is you're getting identity theft protection, you're getting credit monitoring, you're getting cell phone protection. We have other benefits that come for it. When you bundle all those together, it is quite a savings for our members.
Okay, just wanted to throw that out there, parents. If you're thinking about getting cell phones for kids, you want to get VyStar Plus checking because if they lose that phone, you're protected.
Absolutely.
All right, so I do want to talk about, I know we've covered a lot, and I know maybe sometimes that can be a little overwhelming, phishing, all these things that we're sharing about. What is truly, at the end of the day, the most important thing that you in your role and all the things that you see that you can tell someone to protect themselves?
Yeah, I think if you get a call or a text unexpectedly asking you for information that has access to your financials or to who you are as a person, like a social security number, take a second and don't panic, right? But hang up the phone and call who you should call. If they're pretending to be your financial institution, hang up, call your financial institution. If they're pretending to be local law enforcement, hang up and call local law enforcement and just validate. If we were truly calling a member and the member said, hey, I'm not sure about this call, I want to hang up and call the number that I know, right? The number on the back of my card or the number on our website. We would never say, no, don't do that, right? We wouldn't try to make you act in fear and that there's this immediate consequence or this immediate fear.
Or keep you on the phone.
Right? So let's take a second and just try and observe what the call is and what they're trying to do. Don't panic. Take a moment and call a number that is trusted to you. We're not going to go to your home and pick up your debit card. Those are not.
That was in the news recently.
Yes.
This poor victim put her debit card under her doormat, and then I guess they're using Uber Concierge to have an Uber driver come and pick up the card.
Yes. Yeah. So you see a lot of things, but in every one of these scenarios, like I said, there's a sense of fear. They need information from you immediately, and they don't want you to share with anyone what is going on. And so if you see those flags, or even if you don't see those flags, but just, I wasn't expecting this call, hang up and call the number that you know.
Be careful though. We all ride on 95. And so they say that you owe a toll.
Yep.
Just don't click on it.
Yes.
Just don't click on any link.
Yep.
Always go up, find it for yourself. I got a speeding ticket recently, I will admit that. And they knew enough, and somehow I got on some list where I was getting all of these texts that said, you didn't pay your ticket, and I paid my ticket right away. And so they kind of had enough information, though, about me to know enough to start trying to scam me.
Yes, and sometimes they do know, but sometimes they don't know. I've gotten text messages from states that I don't even live in,
right,
and have never lived in, about toll violations or certain things. Sometimes they can send thousands of text messages in 1 minute, just hoping to get somebody. Right person.
So I didn't have to admit that I got a ticket.
I
didn't even have to admit that. It was just a little too close for comfort. Yeah. Okay, so I think this is something we really need to talk about. So say you do click on that link, say you do give that information. And you know how you said, once you kind of have that moment to think about it, you realize, oh no, what have I done? Okay, so I've done this thing. I've given maybe access to a scammer. What do I do next?
Yeah. So I think the first thing you do is, where was the compromise? Was it something that was your banking credentials, right? Hang up, call your financial institution. There's going to be somebody there that can help you lock that online access, lock your accounts to ensure no funds are taken out. And then we do what's called a dispute, where if a transaction did occur, we will work to recover all of those funds. And so just hang up and call whoever they were impersonating, and then ensure that you put any blocks that can be placed at that moment in time.
And before we wrap up, you mentioned something and you said, look, this is kind of a partnership between us and you. Can you talk a little bit more about, we can do all we can do, but if you provide access, we're limited in what else and how we can help you move. So let's talk a little bit about, this is really truly a partnership in protecting each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's why we're here today, right? Like to provide education to our members. We send emails with education on trends. We post on social of trends that we're seeing out there. And we put guardrails in place, right? We have one-time passcodes for reasons. We have real text fraud alerts for reasons. We give you tools to monitor your account for a reason. It's really a partnership between us and our members that is extremely important to us. But it definitely has to go both ways, right? We both have to partner to protect our information. And that's why we always say, if you're in doubt, give us a call, because we're here to partner.
When in doubt, reach out.
Yes.
Well, Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us. We want everybody to have a wonderful holiday.
Yes.
I know this wasn't a holiday talk, but this is how we're going to make sure that you are protected and can truly enjoy your holiday.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, anytime you come back, anytime you see something, you come back so we can let everybody know about it. And for everybody listening, we want you to check out the fraud protection page at VyStarCU.org for more tips on spotting scams and keeping your account safe. And thank you for joining us today for this episode of VyCast. Please make sure to subscribe to VyCast wherever you get your podcast so you do not miss an episode. You can also follow us on Facebook at VyStar CU, Instagram and YouTube at VyStar Credit Union, and share your thoughts on a topic you would like us to cover. We look forward to talking to you next time.